So today is the 9th of September, 2017. We are at the Scars home pitch on County Road 140 in Findlay. We have the Findlay Rugby Football Club, the Scars, versus Youngstown Steel Valley. This is the first league match of the year for Findlay, and I anticipate that might be the same case for Steel Valley. I don't think Steel Valley's ever been here, and I don't remember the last time Findlay played Steel Valley. So I don't know what to expect from them, but I expect a lot of running and a lot of offense from Findlay today, given the way they've been playing the last couple games and the way the practices have been going, which is kind of a departure from our coach emeritus, Jim Ackroyd. When he coached a very possession-based, up-front, corn-fed style, and we're looking for a new style from the Scars. And here we're about to kick off. Start the first 40-minute half. Kickoff by Zach Bingham. Has to go 10 meters. Does not go 10 meters. Played by the Scars. And the referee has awarded a choice to Youngstown Steel Valley for a re-kick or scrum center. It looks like they've opted for a re-kick, so Zach Bingham gets another shot at this. He wants to put the ball high in the air and have it go exactly 10 meters. So a kickoff is actually an offensive play, as opposed to American football where you're forced to give up the ball. When you kick it off in rugby, it's an offensive play. Down they go again. And the ball goes out of bounds, right exactly short of the 10-meter line. Looks like Youngstown gets another choice. And the referee determines it went out of bounds at the 10 meters line, not played or touched. So we're going to have a line out to Youngstown. A line out is how you restart playing rugby after the ball goes out of bounds. The last team to touch it is the team that defends the line out. So in this case, it is Youngstown putting the ball in. Looks like Youngstown is going with a 5-man line out. Findlay has to match them or be less. They can't be over the number of men they have. And typically the hooker, the number 2, puts it in, which Youngstown does nicely. It's taken well by Youngstown. Pulled down and out to the backs. They're attacking in the back line. Ball goes all the way down the line to the outside center and is stopped. And looks like Findlay is contesting the ruck. Kevin Schweitzer called a knock-on, which is essentially a drop ball, and Youngstown knocked it on, so there'll be a scrum, restart. The scrum's awarded to Findlay, and Findlay will be putting the ball in for the club's first scrum of the league season. Jim, is this a league game, do we know? This is a league game. This is not a friendly as opposed to a friendly, which is sometimes not so friendly, but when it's a league game, it actually counts in the standings and for playoff purposes. Looks like Findlay's got a pretty deep back line. They've got their fullback and their weak wing attack in attacking position. That's an option. And their back line to the strong side is lined up nice and deep, which can make for good penetration when it happens. It seems kind of illogical, but the closer you are and the deeper you are, the faster you are when you hit the ball, when you take the ball. And that might be what Findlay's looking for. We'll have to see. I'm sitting up in the stands at the 50 at the midfield line. In the first game this morning, we had the Banshees versus Toledo. That was contested starting at 11, and the wind was from the west. It feels like right now the wind is from the east. Ryan Skirnfeld puts the ball into the scrum. It comes out quickly to the strong side. Out to Zach Young, out to Jason Kidd, and finally out Dennis Paul, who's a speedster. And it looks like Findlay is going ahead with their possession and attack offense. Goes out to Mike Pryor, all the way out to Trey Lopez, who whips it wide. And we had an unlucky pass. They were thinking they might turn the corner on that. It did not work. We mishandled the ball. Now Youngstown has it, the loose. They're controlling the loose well. They've picked it out of the loose. One of their big pack is running out to another pack, and they're trying to get it out to the wing, but that did not work for them. Ball is poached. by Mr. Kidd. Ball is passed to Dennis Paul, who knocks it on. That's unfortunate. That was a scoring opportunity for the Findlay Scars, and they could not make that happen. Dennis Paul knocked it on the wing, and so a scrum will be awarded to Youngstown, I think. It's the game of rugby is up to the discretion, more or less, in terms of laws, to the referee. So what he sees or she sees and calls, that's what the players have to live with. So you might hear me say something different than happens on the field. It's not me that's making the calls. I'm just describing what I see. It's actually the referee, who today is Mr. Schweitzer, Kevin Schweitzer. Kevin was a member of actually still is a member of the Scars, and also coaches a high school team, Anthony Wayne. Scrum is put in. It's well won by Findlay, out to the number 8. Not handled well by our 9. I don't really know what the problem was there. It might be some first game jitters. We did not win that ball cleanly out of a scrum, which we clearly won. Another scoring opportunity, I think, is kind of slipping through our fingers at this point. What was it? Looks like it was offside at the scrum. There was a penalty then awarded to Youngstown by the referee, Kevin Schweitzer. And so now we have a free kick. So I'm kind of lost to explain what this call is, but like I said, this is up to Kevin Schweitzer. If you want to hear an explanation, you talk to the referee after the match. Ball's taken in a free kick given to our big number 5, Mark Gable, who powers forward with Findlay in support. They formed a ruck. Ball comes out of the ruck to our coach, Bryce Pitney, out to Mike Pryor, and another well-formed ruck, good attacking platform, then it's back out the other way to our big prop, Mike Manuel, who powers forward close to the goal line, but doesn't quite make it. We have a penalty awarded to Findlay, who takes it quick, and Mike Pryor is in for the try. Very nice. So we had a quick penalty, quickly out to the backs, and Mike Pryor takes it in close to the posts. Findlay's up 5-0. So in football, after you score, then you take a point after between the posts. In rugby, you take the point after directly out from the point you scored it. In this case, it looks to be close to the post, so this should not pose a problem for Levi Fennell, our kicker and fly half. He's typically a very, very good kicker. He looks like he's into the wind, which might be a problem, but he's very close to the post, and I expect him to make this kick and put us up 7-0. Takes a look at the post, takes a look at the ball, steps forward, puts it up, through it goes. That point after is a very important play. It's 2 points. So after a try and a successful conversion, you then have 7 points in your column. So we're about 5 minutes into it. It looks like Findlay's up 7-0. Now then, in rugby, after you've been scored on, like I said earlier, a kickoff is an offensive play. So as a consolation for just having been scored on, Youngstown is allowed the opportunity to put the ball back into play. So they're taking the kick at midfield. It has to be a drop kick. It has to go 10 meters. All the attacking players have to be behind the kicker. They've lined up, it looks like that. The drop is taken, off it goes. Mike Manuel takes it at about the 10-meter, dumps it off to Zach Bingham, who moves forward and is tackled. We have some more loose play. Comes out the other way to our coach, out to our big number 5 on the wing, and then out to number 15 on the wing, who is a burner. And I expect to try to be scored here, if he can just get in. And he does not. He is run down from behind, and the ball is knocked out of his hand. It is downed in the try zone by Youngstown. And we'll see how Kevin Schweitzer scores this. Typically, as my gallery is pointing out to me, it should be a 22 drop. I happen to agree with that. But I'm going to see what Mr. Schweitzer saw and what he calls. He might have seen something else. Indeed, he did. He's calling for a 5-meter scrum, and the scrum is being awarded to Youngstown. This is not a bad option either. Findlay typically, historically, has very strong scrums, and I think Youngstown is playing light today, so that might bode well. That might result in a try here. A scrum is a way to put the ball back into play after a minor infraction. This scrum is awarded to Youngstown. They're putting in, but again, Findlay could win this. Ball goes in. Referee's blown it up for some reason. Saw somebody didn't like. So maybe it wasn't hooked. In any case, we're going to restart with another scrum, and the scrum's awarded to Youngstown again. Looks like Kevin's given them some instructions on how to feed it and put it in. There's a lot of dialogue on the pitch between the referee and the players. The referee is free to tell them what he wants and what he sees, and it makes for a good match. Ball goes in. It looks like Youngstown has struck it, but Findlay is driving. Now it's picked out of the scrum, and their big number 8 is attacking. He takes it down into the ruck. They were not successful in producing the ball out of that ruck. In any case, there was a knock on, and it looks like the referee has awarded another scrum to Youngstown. But what we were talking about earlier with the dominance of the Findlay Scars in the scrum, that looks like that's playing out. They're awarded a scrum here. I expect this scrum... No, wait. Sorry. Scrum has been awarded to Youngstown. Even so, I expect Findlay to be very powerful in this scrum. Ball goes in. It's won by Youngstown, but then stolen by Findlay, who now is going to attack out to the back line. Levi Fennell tries to get it out, but the ball is intercepted by their inside center, a very speedy gentleman who makes it up to the 10-meter. Still going, hard to bring down, almost to midfield. Manages to get it out, but I think the referee saw something else he didn't like. Looks like he saw a forward pass by Youngstown. That is not allowed in rugby. The ball has to be passed laterally or behind you. Cannot be passed forward. You can kick it forward, you can run it forward, but you cannot pass it forward. So, Youngstown has made that error, and as a result, we'll have a scrum awarded to Findlay right here at midfield. Going to be a good view of this scrum. We'll see how these guys are doing. I like how Findlay's positioned in this scrum. They've won the ball. It comes out to number 8. Our 9 picks it, takes it out to our 10, who takes it well, out to the inside, who makes a half break. Oh, that's unlucky. We have a contested ruck here, but Findlay wins the ball back. Kevin Schweitzer saw, I think, maybe a high tackle he didn't like. It's a quick penalty to Findlay, who tries not very successfully to get it out to the wing. They settled into a ruck. And now we have another penalty. Don't know what that is. Could be not releasing. I did not see that referee's hand signal. He's telling the players what it is that he didn't like. They take a quick penalty to their big, strong number 8. I look for that player to be a presence today. He seems to have a nose for the game, and he runs hard. They have some resulting loose play. Well won by Youngstown. But are finally pushed off, and Findlay poaches it to Mike Pryor, battling upfield. Mike Pryor goes down, they form another ruck, and out it comes to our back line on this side of the field. Now to our outside, Mr. Kidd, who then makes an ill-advised pass into the hands of a Youngstown player. Another opportunity gone by Findlay. Very unlucky. We have a tackle here at about the 10-meter line and a contested ruck. We'll see who wins this. Ball comes out of the ruck to their big number 5, and Youngstown powers ahead for about 5 meters and forms another ruck. And they look like they're winning it. Out it goes again to another big packy, who takes it ahead another 2 or so meters. Oh, it's been poached. It's been poached. That's unlucky. Somehow our big number 14, Mike Pryor, came up with that ball on the loose, had an idea, worked on it. The referee saw somebody he didn't like, and we have a penalty awarded to Youngstown. Any idea what that was? So we didn't go through the gate. We didn't go straight into the ruck. Youngstown takes a quick penalty up to their big number 5, who goes upfield into a ruck, produced from the ruck, and now Youngstown's putting some offense together. They make it past the 10 into another loose ruck. Well won by Youngstown. Ball comes out to their big number 7, who goes forward for about 5 more meters. Into another ruck. Ball's produced. It looks like Findlay got the ball out of that ruck. Our coach, Bryce Pitney, has it, gives it off to number 5, Mark Gable, who goes forward, produces the ball out to Levi Fennell, who then passes it to the wing. It's not handled well at the wing, and it looks like we have a knock-on. I don't know who knocked it on. It was definitely knocked on, and that is a no-no. Play stops, and Findlay is punished for not playing the ball well. Youngstown's awarded a scrum. So we've seen the first 10 minutes of this match so far. It looks like Findlay had some of the upper hand offensively. It looks like Youngstown is settling into a good rhythm and starting to put some offense of their own on the board. I think things might have been different if Findlay had gotten that try down there. Fair play to Youngstown for disrupting it. And we spent the last 3 or 4 minutes in the Findlay half of the field with Youngstown now. Scrum to Youngstown. Ball goes in. Findlay wins the scrum. Ryan Scrimshaw takes it weak, gives it to the wing, who's tackled. Not much advance there. The referee blows a whistle. Saw somebody he didn't like. And we have a, looks like we have a scrum awarded to Youngstown. Kevin Schweitzer calls a cadence. The scrum comes together. It's put in and out quickly to Youngstown. Cleaned nicely by the 9 out to his back line. Coming down the back line to their strong outside center. Oh, that's unlucky. Ball's mishandled, ends up in the arms of Findlay. Advanced forward by Zach Young, who's got some wheels, but breaks free and puts it down in the end zone behind the post for another try for Findlay. Well done, Findlay, for taking advantage of that mishandled ball by Youngstown. They took advantage of it, and the result is 5 points for Findlay. So Levi Fennell sets up for the point after. This is on the other side of the goalpost from the last kick. It's about the same distance and about the same angle, just on the other side of the posts. And I expect Ryan Scrimshaw to have the same facility with this kick as he did with the first one. He's a good kicker. He's got it lined up close. Should be just a little chip shot. I would be very surprised if he doesn't put this through the uprights for another 2 points. And that is exactly what he does. Findlay now leads 14-0. 2 tries and 2 conversions. So, as said before, Youngstown, as a consolation, is awarded the opportunity to put the ball back into play after a try by the Findlay Scars. And Youngstown is set to restart the match at midfield. Number 10 takes it, kicks it towards the stands. Oh, that's unlucky. It's not played well, but Findlay does gather it in. But it's poached. Taken by Youngstown. Tackled. And a ruck is formed. Youngstown had some glimmer of offense before. It looks like they're kind of stalling now. There's some bad passes are going on, and they need to cover the loose play better than they have. Mark Gable takes it wide, dumps it to Zach Bingham, who takes it even wider. Looks like Zach Bingham might be able to score. He's being run down, but he's going to be able to score. And he does so right under the posts. So Youngstown had a little bit of trouble there, covering some loose ball. They ended up not being able to win the ball back in the loose. Findlay took advantage of it. They had a lot of space on the far side, took advantage of it. Zach Bingham actually had some support on that try. He didn't need him. Seth Hawking was with him all the way, but Zach had no use for that. He saw the goal line, got his 5 points. Well played by Findlay. They are now up 3 tries, 2 conversions, and this kick for Levi Fennell is right between the posts. Once again, about the same distance I expect him to make this. I would be very surprised if he didn't make this chip shot. And that's exactly what he does. So, it looks like we're maybe 15 minutes into this match, and Findlay is up 3 tries and 3 conversions. We have only really seen Youngstown produce offense in spurts. They had one kind of sustained drive. They made it down almost to our 22. They're suffering from some bad luck and some bad ball handling, and they're quite frankly not matching well in the rucks. They're not winning their rucks like they should. Loose play is going to Findlay. Scrums are going to Findlay, and Findlay's finding space, and the score shows it. 21-0 Findlay. Youngstown kicks off again. Well taken by Bryce, the coach, who then spins it out to Trey Lopez, who goes forward. Ryan Scrimshaw dumps it out to our outside center, Jason Kidd, who then knocks it on. Looks like Kevin Schweitzer is letting play advantage. Once again, the ball's not being handled well by either side. Findlay's finding it hard to hang on to the ball, as is Youngstown. In this case, it was knocked forward first by Findlay. So Youngstown will be awarded a scrum. This is right at midfield. Scrum. The score is 21-0 at this point. 3 tries, 3 conversions for Findlay. A try is 5 points, a conversion is 2 points. We've done that 3 times and gotten a conversion is 21-0. Let's see how Youngstown does in this scrum. They've been awarded scrum right at midfield. If they can put a stable scrum together and win this ball, we might see some more attack by them. I should also mention Youngstown is playing 1 person short. So they traveled here with 14 players. Typically, in a friendly match, there might be some players exchanged, and there might be sides put together so everybody can have a full day of rugby. This is a league match. In a league match, you can only play with the team that you're registered with. So we won't be trading any players today. They have to play with 14, unfortunately. Scrum is awarded Youngstown. Well taken in the scrum and pulled out by their number 8, who then advances about 10 meters, forms a nice ruck. Cleaned out of the ruck by their number 10, but then poached by our big prop, Doc Manuel, who dumps it off to Mike Pryor, who breaks for the wing, but gets hung up. We have another ruck, and it's cleaned out by Bryce Pitney to our number 4, who advances it, and then the ball comes out, way out wide to the wing. It's Jason Kidd to get to Ito, to Dennis Paul, who sees something on the inside, makes a break. And once again, it looks like Youngstown Youngstown has. So we've got some tempers flaring. That's the nature of this game. This is league rugby. Everybody, all 29 players on this field, want to play their best and score for their team. I'm really unclear as to what the referee has called here. It looks like he is awarding a scrum to Youngstown, so it might have been a knock-on or a forward pass. I think it was a knock-on, actually, by our outside center, Jason Kidd. Youngstown puts it in at the scrum. It's won by Findlay. And we have a stable scrum produced. Number 9 out to our fly half, Levi Fennell, who then tries to take it back inside. The pass is not successful. It's picked up by Youngstown, who then takes it up almost to midfield. Loose play is the result. Mr. Schweitzer saw something he didn't like, and we're coming back to the point of the original infraction, which might have been a knock-on. And we're going to have yet another scrum. The thing about these scrums is they're good attack platforms, but they are exhausting to the men doing them. You've got 8 people in each scrum, 3 in the front row, 2 locks behind them supporting them, and then 2 flankers and an 8-man behind for both sides. And all 16 of these players exert themselves tremendously in these set pieces. Form is important, strength is important. It's exhausting. Ball gets put in by Youngstown's number 9. Mr. Schweitzer sees something again he doesn't like. He's explaining it to the players. That's another thing in rugby. Typically, the referee will give hand signals. The referee will have conversations with the players, but the referee typically does not communicate with the fans like in American football. There's no mics on the PA. They don't turn to the crowd to announce what they've done. They simply decide it and do it. So, scrum Youngstown, out to their fly half, out to their outside, out to their wing, who's held up nicely by Valentin Lopez. And we've got some really dirty ball going on here, but Youngstown cleans it up, gets it to their number 8. It looks like they want to do that a lot today. That number 8 is a strong, hard runner. He goes into the loose. It gets poached, though, which you can do. If you're tackled with the ball, you have got to let it be played by the other team, and that's what happened. Findlay won it, and they get it out to our outside center, Mr. Zach Young. Oh, it looks like he lost his footing. He was making a break. He was inside the 22. It looks like he might have scored. He lost his footing, and as he was on the deck, he had to give up the ball. He does. Youngstown wins it back, advances it about 5 meters, where another ruck forms, and then Mr. Schweitzer again sees something he doesn't like. So it looks like we're going to have a scrum awarded. It looks like the scrum is being awarded to Findlay for something that Youngstown did. No, I'm wrong. The scrum has been awarded. No, I'm right. Scrum's awarded to Findlay. Ryan Scrimshaw, are very capable scrum halves, is putting it in. And Ryan Scrimshaw is a product of Findlay High School rugby. He's been playing now for over 10 years. Very, very, very good number 9. Very knowledgeable with the game. Out to our fly, to our inside, right down the back line, and then produced on a hard run by Levi Fennell, who then gets it to Jason Kidd, who then gets it to Zach Young. But again, Findlay's having trouble handling the ball. But it's picked up off the deck by Mike Pryor, who makes a break to the goal line, doesn't quite get there. A ruck is formed, and the ball is produced. Now Findlay's playing with their up front big man, playing in close, trying to push something in. It looks like that was successful, and Findlay's awarded another try. And once again, this will be right under the posts. So another chance for Levi Fennell to get us yet another 2 points. For my count, Findlay scored 4 times, converted 3 of them, and looks like they're up for another conversion here. And this conversion is going to be taken by Zach Bingham. Findlay is very fortunate in that we have at least 2 very capable kickers on this team. So it looks like Levi Fennell is going to take a break and hand over the kicking duties to Zach Bingham, who I also expect to make this kick. He lines it up. Just a chip shot. I'd be very surprised if he did not make this. Has a look, makes his approach, up it goes and through the uprights. Findlay scored 4 times and made 4 conversions. So the idea that we had at the beginning of the game of a high-scoring game looks like it's happening. We're not even halfway through the first half, and we have 28 points scored by Findlay so far to Youngstown's 0. Wait, did I hear 30 seconds left in the half? So my timekeeping is off. The referee is the timekeeper on the pitch. Rugby at this level typically doesn't have a scoreboard or a clock or anything like that. If you want to keep score, you want to know the time, you have to do it yourself. But the referee is the ultimate decider of how much time there is to play in the match. Time doesn't stop in rugby. Typically it will stop for an injury. If there's an equipment issue, it may stop for that, but it's ongoing time. Youngstown takes the kick. It's kicked deep. Findlay takes it behind their 22. It's advanced by Mr. Zach Young, who's then tackled and put to the deck. Findlay forms a ruck. They're looking to win this ball back and get the ball out of this territory. Very dangerous when you're down that deep. If you lose the ball, you could be burned quickly, and they've done that. Goes out to Zach Bingham from our fly half, who then is wrestled, and ball's taken by their big number 8. This big number 8 is going to be a factor for Youngstown. It looks like that's what's happening right now. He's pulled down nicely from behind by Zach Bingham, but he has the ball at the 5. We have a loose ruck formed. Findlay's won it. It's in the hands of Trey Lopez, who now is running out. Dumps it off to our speedster, Dennis Paul, who has got wheels, who has got the opportunity to possibly score here. And he dumps it off Trey Lopez, back on the inside. I think Trey's going to get a try here. That was a very, very well-executed counterattack. Findlay was pushed back. They had their ears pinned back at their own 5-meter line. I'm going to attribute some of that to, and this is on both sides. This is on both sides. We have some very, I would say, deficient ball handling today, and that's what happened down on their 5-meter line. Youngstown should have produced a score out of that hard run by their big number 8. They didn't, and they took it back and went the entire length of the field the other way. It is now 5 tries, 4 conversions, and Levi Fennell is going to take this kick. Levi Fennell is lined up. Looks like Youngstown isn't even contesting this kick. They're just waiting. It's a lot of running to do, so typically they line it behind the goal line. They can try to block it. They're not even going to do that. They're just going to wait till the ball comes back. Ball goes up. Ball's good, and that looks like halftime. So we're going to take a break, so your announcer can get a cold drink and visit the men's room, and we'll be back. Did you pause me? Is that okay? Is it? Okay. So I'm back here. We are at halftime. By my count, we have Findlay having scored 5 tries and made all 5 conversions. So we have 35-0 in favor of Findlay. Halftime at rugby is kind of informal. The players retreat to the sideline, get a cold drink, bandage any of their wounds. They also have a discussion about how they're going to play the next half. I did a little spying. I heard Findlay talking about, as I pointed out, Youngstown's big number 8. That man is a hard runner and he's strong. I think Findlay wants to concentrate on trying to shut him down. If Youngstown has been paying attention at all, and I'm sure they have, they want to get that number 8 the ball. I also think, because we're going to switch sides here, if Youngstown feels like they can take advantage of the wind, I look for them to kick it and try to pin Findlay back. Youngstown will want to try to keep the ball basically out of the hands of the Findlay Scars. The Findlay Scars have got more speed. It looks like they have a little bit more experience in the back line. If I were Youngstown, I would want to keep the ball out of the hands of the Findlay backs. And then conversely, I'd want to put the ball in the hands of their big number 8. He was a very hard runner and very strong. And like I said, I heard Findlay talking about trying to shut him down. They needed to tackle him at about the ankles. Anything above the waist, you're not going to bring that man to the ground. So, it looks like, hi there, how are you? Looks like Kevin Schweitzer. I'm narrating. You can sit in. You can sit in and listen. And Lynn, this is Deb Beach. Deb is our media person.
Deb, I met you at the fair. Yes. I noticed I still am so speaking your praises on that display.
And Lynn is a representative of Findlay Family Magazine. Findlay
Family? Yeah, I talked to the editor. She's got to come to do something.
I think we can actually maybe do a little business today, because I had a meeting with the men. We can talk about that, I hope, after the match. So we're getting ready to start. We got another 4 minutes of rugby. I have 20 till 3, so I'm going to keep track on my watch. What happens is, at halftime, the players swap sides. Whoever kicked in the first half then receives. It looks like Youngstown will be kicking to Findlay. The score right now is 35-0. Yep. There's been a lot of offense produced by Findlay, and not much produced by Youngstown. Although they have had their shining moments, they just can't string them together back to back. It looks like. That far, man on the far end, number 8 is their definite strong point. They want to put the ball in his hands. Kevin Schweitzer's blowing the whistle. Youngstown's ready to kick. Off it goes. Question whether it's going to go 10 meters. It does not. Trey Lopez tries to play, which he can. The receiving team can opt to play a short kick. He's not successful. We're going to have another restart. It will be the choice of Findlay to either have a re-kick or a scrum, and it looks like they've decided to go with a scrum, which is a good choice. Findlay's dominating the scrums today. They're winning just about, or maybe even exactly all of their puts on the scrum, and some of the inputs by Youngstown. So Findlay's elected to take a scrum center on a failed restart. And we'll see what they do. They've got their back line split. That tells Youngstown they could go left, they could go right. Nobody knows at this point what Findlay's going to do. They could even pick off the scrum. Ball's fed into the scrum by Ryan Scrimshaw, who then cleans it out, and off they go to the right. Ryan Scrimshaw advances at about 5, gets it out the inside center, but it's mishandled. We've seen a lot of that today. Back into the hands of Youngstown, who then advances it over the midfield line, almost to the 10. It gets tackled by a host of Findlay players, but they produce the ball in the ruck. Out it comes again to looks like one of their locks. Youngstown has formed its own ruck, but then lost it. Taken by Mike Gomez, now by Findlay, given to Ryan Scrimshaw, who then breaks on the right sideline. He has got an open field. It looks like if he can keep his feet, he'll score. He doesn't. Tries to play it off the deck into the hands again to Ito. That's not successful. Kevin Schweitzer sees something he doesn't like and calls a penalty and awards a penalty to Youngstown. I don't know what that was. Maybe it was playing the ball on the ground. In any case, that opportunity for Findlay was spoiled and they did not produce a score. So penalty kick is awarded to Youngstown. We'll see what they elect to do. They can run off this. They can kick it out of bounds. They can run wide. They can run short. It looks like they're going to kick it out of bounds. And it goes out at about the 22. And then because it was a penalty, Youngstown is awarded the lineout. The lineout is how you restart a rugby match when the ball's gone out of bounds. Typically what happens is the last person to touch it, their team defends the line out. However, on a penalty kick, the kicking team is awarded the line out. Youngstown kicked it out, and they're going to be putting the ball in at about their 22-meter line. And again, you have to match up the throwing team in numbers. Youngstown looks like it's going with a 4-man line out. Everybody else has to be back 10 meters. Ball goes up, is well taken by Youngstown. Kevin Schweitzer did not like how the ball went in. It wasn't straight. Findlay's choice will be at the 15-meter line, either a scrum or they can elect for their own line out. It looks like they've elected for a scrum 15, which I think is a good choice because Findlay is dominating scrums today. I highly expect Findlay to win this scrum, to attack, probably off to this side, the bleacher side, because there's simply more space over here. And that's another precept of rugby. You run the ball into space. You don't run the ball at the opposing team. You run where they are not. Well, the ball's well taken by Findlay. They're advancing the scrum and moving it along with their feet as they do that. Finally, it's taken out by Ryan Scrimshaw, but he's hung up by their number 9. Well played by their 9. It ends up in the back line. But Findlay has lost a lot of ground on this set piece, and that's unfortunate. Taken by Ito, picked by Bryce Pitney, off to our strong number 14, Mike Pryor, who then advances it over the 22, so we're back ahead of where we started. That's good. We've made the gain line. Taken out of the loose play by Bryce Pitney, given to Zach Bingham, who makes about a yard. Findlay settling into what it calls corn-fed rugby, and then taken and kicked into the end zone. This could be a try. This could be a try. Not well played. Referee, I don't know if the referee saw it or not. I don't think the referee is going to award a try on that. It has to be clearly placed, with downward pressure to score a try. He did not see that. The ball was kicked into the end zone by Findlay, grounded by Youngstown, so there's going to be a 5-meter scrum awarded from this. That was a good opportunity. When the ball's kicked like that, a rugby ball bounces funny because it's oblong. So nobody knows where it's going to go. It could just as easily have bounced up into the arms of a Findlay player for a try. It didn't happen that time. So we're going to have a 5-meter scrum. Because Youngstown put it down, the scrum is awarded to Findlay. They have another scoring opportunity here. And again, they're lined up wide to the right. If they want to execute that option, they also have a strong number 8 in Mike Pryor, who could pick and go weak. Again, you attack space in rugby. So we'll see what Findlay does here. Scrimshaw gets it out. It's well played by Levi Fennell, who takes a drop goal, is unsuccessful, is played by their fullback, who then kicks it out, bounding about almost to midfield, picked up by Levi Fennell, who then sees something wide but is tackled by Youngstown. Findlay's there in support in the ruck, and it's picked by Dennis Paul. Dennis Paul's got wheels. He's got speed, but he's pulled down from behind by somebody who also has speed. Ball bounces around, ends up back in Findlay's hands. picked up by Mike Pryor, who doesn't make much yardage. He's held up, tackled, brought to the ground. Findlay has another ruck, and they're settling back into their phase ball. Out wide to Mark Gable, our big number 5, who nobody wants to tackle. Takes it in, puts it down. Findlay now has 40 points. So that would be 6 tries. And again, we're going to take what you do is you take the kick from where they put it down, and you come out straight from where they put it down. That's where you take the point after. So ideally, when you score, you put it down between the posts so that the kick after is easier, so you don't miss out on 2 points. Looks like the kick is going to be taken by Levi Fennell here. This is a good angle from him. It's to the left of the post. He's a right-footed kicker. Typically, right-footed kickers will curve the ball from right to left. So this angle suits his eye and his kicking style. I expect him to make this kick. I'd be very surprised if he didn't. Levi steps off his distance, takes a look at the posts, approaches the ball, puts it up, and we'll see if the referee... Typically, the touch judge will signal that. I'm looking for the touch judge's flag on the other side. From my angle, it looks like he made it. I still don't see the indication from the touch judge over here. Again, ultimately, it's up to the referee as the ultimate decider. So, if it was a good kick, we have 42-0. If not, it's 40-0. We'll try to find out if that kick was good. I've just learned from the touch judge and also a very observant spectator who informs me that the goal was good, the kick was good. Ball's been played by Mike Pryor, who then picks it up actually between his knees. I've never seen that on a rugby pitch before. That was well played by our big number prop, by our big number 1 prop, Doc Manuel. Yeah, and that's the way rugby goes. There's things that happen in a rugby match that nobody expects, and you just live with it. You just go with it. Ball's taken close to the goal line by Levi Fennell. It looks like he mishandled the pass. He had a man on the outside, Seth Hawking. He could not get it into his arms. I think the referee saw something he didn't like. I think we're going to see a knock-on or a forward pass here, and Findlay will lose an opportunity to score again. So that's some good play by a hard-charging number 1 and some good support by a back wasted on a missed pass or a knock-on. We're going to have a scrum awarded to Youngstown. Youngstown needs to get this ball out of its half. This is dangerous, dangerous play for Youngstown to have Findlay this close with that potent of an offense. If they make a mistake, you could see another score here. They need to clear the ball, either by if they can see a space to run in or kicking it and kicking it far. Ball's put in by Youngstown. Well won by Youngstown. The scrum half digs it out, and sure enough, they do kick it. It's not a very good kick. This could be a good counterattack by Findlay, and it is. Ito picks it up. He advances at 22. He goes into a tackle. There's some loose play here. It looks like Findlay should try to win this. They're not successful, but they do produce it and win it. Out it comes to Bryce Pitney. Bryce Pitney doesn't see anything, so he takes the ball to the ground, sets up another phase. And the phase goes out to Zach Bingham, who takes it about 3 meters. If Findlay's there, they can recover it and get another 3 or 4 meters. And it goes to our big prop, Mike Manuel, and he takes it ahead about 2 meters. So we're just talking a meter at a time here, which is fine. Because you keep control of the ball, and that is what you need to do in rugby. You need to possess and keep the ball in your possession. And we've gone about another 2 meters to our big number 4, who is Mike Leader or Mike Gomez. Bryce Pitney is broke, and it looks like he's going to score. So Yeah, that was a good, some good loose play set up by our number 4, Mike Leader, who then helped it get into the arms of Bryce Pitney, who made some good runs and good jukes and produced his try. I think we're at 48 now to nothing. So 47, so that would be we have 49. This is our 6th try, which we're going to try to convert here with a drop goal. This is interesting. I think Findlay's feeling a little confident here. They want to give some kickers a chance, and Trey Lopez does that and makes a very nice drop kick for the point after. So we've had 7 tries by Findlay and 7 conversions by 3 different kickers. So Findlay is really putting on an offensive show today. We're at 49 to nothing, and we're about halfway through the second half. So if Youngstown wants to make a show of this, they need to change their style of play. I liked how they were focusing on their number 8. I think that man is getting tired, understandably. He's doing a lot of the work for Youngstown. I think you'll start to see Findlay try some things now that they're up at almost 50 points. You might see some different offense. You might see some different personnel. You might see some things that get changed up. Rugby is a very sportsmanlike game, so you will not see Findlay beat Youngstown 100 to nothing. But you may see something different. The kickoff goes to Zach Young, who takes it well, gives it to Seth, who then runs over their wing, and Seth ends up out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be a scrum. No, I'm sorry, it's going to be a line out to Youngstown. Seth Hawking he's a young player. I think he just graduated high school actually last year, and I think he's feeling his oats, and he's exuberant about his good run, as well he should be. But he ran it out of bounds, so right in front of our stands here at the 50, we're going to have a line out to Youngstown. Again, we're going with 4-man lineouts. Youngstown's putting it in, so Findlay has to match them in the lineout in terms of numbers. Up it goes. Well taken by Youngstown. Well taken lineout straight out to their attacking pod, who then advances it to midfield and recovers it well. Now to their backs. Advanced by their 10. He gets about 2 meters. And another ruck ensues. Well taken again by Youngstown, who then doesn't handle it well. Kevin Schweitzer, I think he sees a knock on here by Youngstown. This is another missed opportunity, but Youngstown has got to hang on to this rugby ball. If they want to produce any kind of points here today, they've got to hang on to the rugby ball. They had a good line out, they had a good couple, 3 phases, and then only to lose it to an ill-timed mishandling of the ball. So we're going to have a scrum to Findlay at about midfield. Findlay's lined up with their backs to the left. And now it looks like Trey Lopez is migrating over to the right, so we've got split backs. That's the call of the scrum half. He's decided to have split backs, and they're going right. Kicked by Findlay, well kicked by Findlay, bounces in, and then bounces out. So they're going to gain that distance, and Youngstown will have a line out where it bounced out. Because it was kicked at about midfield, if it had gone out on the fly, the ball would have came back to where it was kicked for the line out. But it bounced in bounds and then bounced out of bounds without being touched by Youngstown, so Youngstown will get the line out. We'll see if Youngstown has had some success today in their lineouts. We'll see if they continue with that today. They're going with 4-man, which leaves them to attack from the pod behind the lineout or straight out to the backs. They have the choice. And it's well taken. And out to their fly half, who then advances it. Very nice play by Youngstown. They need to string these together. They need to keep doing that. And we have a break now by their big, strong number. Looks like it's an outside center, but he made a great break all the way down to Findlay's 22. But they cannot win it loose, and Findlay wins it back, and off they go. And off they go. taken in the loose by one of their big forwards. And now we have a ruck. The ball is produced by Findlay to Bryce Pitney, who then kicks it, but not far. And we have an offside on the kick. So, looks like Bryce Pitney doesn't like that call, but that's too bad, Bryce. That's what the referee called, and that's what you got to live with. Youngstown takes a quick penalty to their number 8, that hard-running number 8. 3 Findlay players are required to bring that man to the ground. That's what Youngstown needs to keep doing as long as that number 8 can do it. So off the base of the ruck to another big packy, and now out to the backs. We'll see what Youngstown can do. Now they're starting to kick, and I think that's a good idea. They need to pin Findlay back and put the ball into their arms and see if they make a mistake. It looks like they have. So that was a well executed kick by Youngstown. I think they need more of that. What do you ladies think? More kicking? Lynn? More kicking? We've got two rugby experts here helping me with color commentary, and both of them agree that kicking is a good idea for Youngstown at this point. Anything to get exactly. So yes. Yeah. So I think that was a well-placed kick by Youngstown. I think they need more of that. So it looks like we had a knock-on, and this is what Youngstown wanted. They put the ball in Findlay's hands and misplayed it. They knocked it on. Now Youngstown has a scrum at the Findlay 22. Ball was put in. It was not hooked, it looks like, so the referee, Kevin Schweitzer, has decided to have it in again. It has to be played in the tunnel by the hooker in these scrums. If it's not, you're going to do it again, and you'll do it again as long as it takes. Ball's put in again and is struck this time by Youngstown. But now Kevin Schweitzer's seen something else he didn't like. And what I think he saw was the front row lose its footing and go down to their knees, and that is a safety issue. And rugby is number 1 on safety. When you have something that's not right, safety-wise, we're going to stop play, we're going to reset it, we're going to make sure everybody's safe. So for that reason, it looks like we're going to have yet another scrum. It looks like Youngstown has replaced one of the front row. He's limping off the field, and we've got a new front row for Youngstown. So, scrum to Youngstown, their number 9's going to put it in. We'll see what happens. And it goes, and that's well struck, and out to the backs. To their strong running inside, to their strong running outside, who sees something on the inside but doesn't quite get what he wants. He's brought to the ground. We have an ensuing ruck, and then out to their number 8, which is a good call. You might see a score here by their number 8. This is going to be up to the referee. Again, the ball has to be put on the ground with pressure. You can't just run it across the goal line. You have to go into the goal, put the ball on the ground with pressure to get 5 points. I think the number 8 made it close. I don't think he got the ball actually on the ground with pressure. So we have no try awarded. And it looks like that fella's getting tired. Understandably, he's done a lot of work today. So while we have a little break in the action here, Lynn, I have with me Ms. Lynn Gilbert, who is the representative of Findlay Family Magazine, is that right?
Findlay Area Family.
What magazine is that?
It is a magazine for parents with children about things to do in the Findlay area, what doctors to see, where moms can work out, the best things to do for kids, open house schools, special needs children, and just general goings on around Findlay too. Fun activities. Rugby for sure. Rugby's going to be
ball, they get opportunities, and they miss them. They're going to be given another one here. It looks like Kevin Schweitzer's awarded a penalty to Youngstown, and we'll see what Youngstown does. If I were Youngstown and their number 8 could bear it, I would put in his arms and run him straight into Findlay. But that's not going to happen. They've given it to another big man who gets very close, but is stopped by Findlay, and we have an ensuing ruck. Looks like the ball's on the deck and is trying to be produced, but not produced. Referee blows it up. It looks like it's being held and doesn't come out of the ruck. I expect a scrum to be awarded here in this situation. I'm thinking 2 minutes. So Youngstown took the ball into the ruck. The ball got held up in the ruck and couldn't be produced, so Youngstown gets the ball back in the ensuing scrum. The ball's put in by Youngstown, but the scrum once again is being dominated by Findlay. They win that scrum. Comes out at the feet of our big number 8, Mike Pryor, who then takes it forward about 2 meters for some more loose play. And Findlay's trying to win it back here. We'll see if they do. They do. They get it out, and it's well cleared by one of our wings, who, and this is a dangerous situation when you're down this close to your goal line and the ball's being misplayed like it has been. You could see a score against you. So Findlay opted in that instance to kick it clear, get it the heck out, and that's what they've done. Even though Youngstown is going to retain possession of the ball, at least it's not going to be near the goal line. In fact, we're out almost to midfield, so that was a good clearing kick. I think that was Dennis Paul who did that. Looks like Dennis Paul was playing fullback, so he was given the ball, and he knew exactly what had to happen, and he did that. So Youngstown's going to have a line out just inside the midfield stripe. And they're opting with a 4-man line out. They'll put the ball and they can attack into the pond, straight off the line out, or to the backs. Ball's well taken by Youngstown, out to their number 9, but out to their 10, but not well played. He kicks it, taken by our fullback. I think you're going to see maybe an offsides call here. Now, when you kick it back like that, you have to, the person that attacks from the kicking team has to start behind the kicker. This is not like American football. So on that kick, the person that was defending the receiver of the kick, Dennis Paul, started from the wrong spot. He started in front of the kicker. So the choice is a kick from where the offside was, or a scrum from where the kick started. Findlay's opted for a scrum, understandably, because they're dominating the scrums. They've taken a scrum up, and now Findlay has a chance to win the ball and advance it. Ball's put in by Scrimshaw, number 9. Comes out to Fennell, who then does his own kicking, and that is a good clearing kick. And that's exactly what can happen in that situation. Their fullback misplays it. There's a knock-on. At the very least, Findlay's going to get a scrum out of this. So that's why that was a good play. It could also have happened that it was not played at all, bouncing around into the arms of a Findlay player for yet another try. So that was a very good choice by our number 10, by Fennell. Now that we see that their fullback may have some trouble handling the ball, you might see some more kicking at him. Again, rugby is a game of space, and if you identify a weakness in the space of the other team, in this case the fullback for Youngstown, you continue to hammer away at it. Or I could be wrong, and their fullback might just have got the sun in his eyes or something like that, but I expect Findlay to try that again. So we have a scrum to Findlay, well played by our 9, out to our 10, who then switches back inside to our outside center and back out to our number 10. This is good offensive rugby by Findlay. Good offensive rugby by Findlay. Taken in, but not awarded. The try was not awarded. Play goes on, and Youngstown is counterattacking now. So, some bad luck there for Findlay. I think Levi Fennell thought he got the ball down. He did not. According to the referee, and the referee's the decider. The referee is the one that makes the call. So we have some more loose play. Ball's picked by Mike Pryor from 8. He takes it up about 2 meters. They're very close to the try line, but not in. Kevin Schweitzer sees something else here. I don't know what that was. Findlay's retreating 10 meters, so it looks like this might be a penalty against Findlay. If Youngstown, yes, and that's what the deuce. Youngstown kicks it out because on a penalty kick, the team that kicks it out is awarded the line out. If that were in play, it would be just the opposite. But from a penalty kick, if you kick it out of bounds, you're the one that puts the ball back in on the line out. So I think we're into the waning minutes of this match. I think Findlay has this match in hand. Like I said, I think we're going to see some different stuff than we have with the kicking. Ball's taken by Findlay on the line out, straight down to our hooker, who then puts it back inside to our number 9, who then mishandles it. That's an unlucky because I think he had a break there. He knocks it forward. Youngstown will be awarded the scrum. So, as I thought might happen, it looks like we have seen a kind of a different style of play from Findlay. I think Findlay knows that they can run the ball on the ends on these guys, and I think they know that they can run it up the gut at these guys, so they're resorting to some kicking and some different plays, which is understandable. Again, you're not going to see a team like Findlay run up the score on an opponent. They get ahead, they want to try some different stuff, that's what they're going to do. Scrum to Findlay, we had a wheel. Under the most recent law change, the wheeling or the turning of a scrum like that is cause for play to stop. In the old days, you used to be able to wheel the scrum all the way around and actually put your 8-man into their backfield, more or less. That's not the way it is anymore. So Findlay had the put, it got wheeled, the other team now gets the put in the scrum. Youngstown 9 puts it in. Looks like the ball's out and on the deck. Well cleaned by Youngstown, who gets it out to their back line. Out to their outside with good hands, who picks it up and advances it. He's at the 22. Again, some good play by Youngstown, but they just can't seem to string it together and do it back to back to back to back, which is what you have to do. So Findlay's won the ball back in the loose. Comes out to their big prop, Mike Manuel, who tries to get it out to the wing. Isn't successful at that, but is cleaned well in the wing by Seth Hawking, who then plays it on the ground to our fullback. And Findlay's doing a good job of cleaning up this loose ball here. Put into the end zone by Trey Lopez, who then tries to, that was a good play by Trey Lopez. He saw some space, kicked it into space. He was one lucky bounce away from the try there. It didn't work out. It looks like the referees decided that Youngstown put the ball down, and so there'll be a 5-meter scrum. No, I'm mistaken. He's awarded a penalty to Findlay. My guess would be this would be playing the man without the ball by Youngstown. Mike Pryor takes it in, hard charging Mike Pryor, and gets another score. So now I think we've had, that's our 8th try. Makes it 54-0 in favor of Findlay. Yeah, so we've seen Findlay try some different things. I like their kicking. I particularly like that little pooch kick by Trey Lopez into the end zone. There was obvious space there, uncovered by Youngstown. Trey put it right in the right spot. He just didn't get the bounce that he needed. But in the end, we got to try out of it. We got to try out of this series, so Findlay should be happy. Looks like this kick is going to be taken by Levi Finney. his side. It's his angle. He's a right-footed kicker. It's going to bend right to left. And he's on the left side, so that suits his eye. Again, I fully expect Levi Fennell to make this kick. He's about 20 meters out and about 10 meters over. This is a very makeable kick for Levi Fennell. Oh, it doesn't. It goes wide left. I think the wind had a factor in that. The wind's been a factor today. In the first game with the ladies, the wind was out of the west. Beginning of today, at this match, the wind was out of east, and now it looks like the wind's out of the north. So I think that was a factor in that kick, and Levi didn't quite count for the wind, and we've had our first missed conversion today. So we have 8 tries and 7 conversions, and we are at 54-0 in favor of Findlay. I think the heart is kind of running out of the Youngstown crowd here. I think they are playing down a man, and they're down 7 tries to nothing. I think they're about ready for this afternoon to be over. Get to the cold drink and the socializing. They put up a good match, and like I said, they have played good rugby in spots. They've just not been able to string anything together. Ball gets kicked deep to Trey Lopez. Trey Lopez looks like he's going to kick it again. He makes a break. He's got a man on the outside. Dumps it out to Zach Young. Zach Young is going to take it in for another try. So now we've had 9 tries by Findlay. So this is how rugby developed. Trey Lopez put Youngstown on notice with his foot down here inside the 22 about 5 minutes ago. And then when he took the ball just now in this kickoff, he feinted that he might do that again, and that made Youngstown kind of check up and get ready to play that kick, which of course he didn't do, and then was able to make a break and produce a try. So again, it looks like Findlay's trying some different things in the second half, and it looks like they're succeeding. So now we've had 9 tries. By my count, we have 59-0. If Levi Fennell makes this kick, we'll have 61-0. And I'm expecting him to make a better account of the wind this time. He'll probably start the ball off further to the right, so when the wind blows, it'll blow it back through the uprights. You see what happens. And indeed, that's exactly what he does. So, kick well taken by Levi. The ball will be restarted into play with a kick by Youngstown. So once again, Youngstown's awarded as a consolation the chance to put the ball into play. We'll see what they do. They want to probably try to keep this ball out of the hands of Findlay's speedy backs. If I were Youngstown, I would kick this ball along the ground. I wouldn't put the ball up in the air. I'd kick it along the ground into the hands of one of these lumbering forwards who might knock it on. That's not what they choose to do. It goes straight back to Trey Lopez, which was a bad idea, and we're going to have the same result that we had earlier. Trey feints to his wing, fools the entire defending Youngstown crowd, and then takes it in himself under the posts. So looks like Trey Lopez is gonna take the drop kick straight out in front of the posts, which he does, which he makes. I have now 68-0. Youngstown has another opportunity to restart it. Again, if I were Youngstown, I would not put the ball in the air on this restart. I would grub it along the ground and hope that one of the pack players from Findlay who plays up front mishandles it. We have a knock on and a scrum. to Youngstown. That's what I would do. But we'll see what happens. They should know by now that kicking it to Trey Lopez is a bad idea. But we'll see. Maybe they're trying to produce some offense and get the ball into the hands of their advancing players. I don't know. Indeed, they're going the other way. That's probably a good choice. But now they've kicked it to Mike Pryor, who runs just as hard as Trey Lopez. Mike Pryor goes into the out of bounds, but the ball still is in play to Levi Fennell, to Zach Bingham. Now Zach is attacking in the middle. Zach's got some wheels. You might see a try out of this. He's got some support. He doesn't need it. He's going to make it into the end zone for another try. Yeah, it's turning into a blowout. I think not that often. Yeah, not that. And I think Youngstown is getting a little discouraged here. Yeah, I think they're about ready for this match to be over. Yeah. So that point after was taken by way of a drop by Levi Fennell, who makes it good. I think, are we at 75? I think we're at 10 tries, 9 conversions. I think we're at 75-0. So now is the time for Findlay to really work on some other things. They know they own them in the backs. They know they can slice through the Youngstown defenders. Now is the time for Findlay, I think, to work on their phase ball and handling the ball. They've got this match in hand. They need to practice keeping the ball, keeping possession, winning the ball back in the loose. We'll see what Youngstown opts to do on this re-kick. They know not to kick it to Trey Lopez. In fact, they do kick it short into the hands of Doc, our big number one prop, who then takes in the loose, produces a ruck. The ball comes out to our other prop, Mike Gomez. Mike Gomez lumbers forward. He's got some loose play. The ball is well cleaned by Bryce Pitney, who is then overrun by Youngstown. Now Youngstown's starting to produce some offense. They get it out to their strong running number 10, who then takes it up past midfield, but ball's mishandled again into the arms of Zach Young. I expect to see another try here, and that's indeed exactly what's going to happen. So Findlay scored yet another try on a mishandle by Youngstown. It looks like that kick was no good. It looks like Mark Gable's kind of calling the troops together. Yeah. So this game is one for the history books. I think we're at 75-0. I could be wrong. There's been a lot of scoring here. This match happened pretty much how we thought it would, with a high-scoring offensive day by Findlay. Youngstown showed some spurts. They couldn't string any of their offensive spurts together, though. They were spotty in their offense, and they suffered, as did Findlay, from some mishandling of the ball. And Findlay took advantage, and they ended on top. Teams are going to congratulate one another and shake each other's hands, and then they're going to go have a cool drink. And it's all left on the pitch. Rugby's a very sportsmanlike sport. They're going to shake hands, share a little fellowship, maybe sing some songs, get a bite to eat. Now they're going to socialize. So that's all we have. Thank you for listening, and Findlay's a rugby town. Talk to you next time.